let's jump to the offensive side. Who was the Buffs' highest graded offensive player? So, and I think I know the answer to that, but I don't know who it is, but I think I know who it is.
Yeah. Highest rated offensive player was Zarian McGill. He had a 72.5. And again, rating that the average was a 60.
Okay.
That's not good.
Where was
your next Seaton actually didn't come in all that well. I didn't write him down off the top, but let me grab it real quick. Seaton was at 10. He had an overall grade of a 65.8. His pass blocking was 83.9, but his run blocking was a 52.
Oof.
I'll give you the short and sweet. Nobody had good run blocking this season. No, and it tanked a lot of the O-line scores. But you had Zarian McGill. Tyler Brown played 4 snaps. He was technically number 2. I didn't see him at all.
I don't remember
Juju was number 3, so he's technically your number 2. And then Simeon Price. So Juju had a 70.3 and Simeon Price had a 69.3.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm curious about Seaton, though, because that, and again, we were talking about it earlier in the season of I wonder why they're running so much zone blocking. And again, every school's going to run it to an extent, but it's like, you're massive. You guys need to start doing gap power. That's what you guys should be doing. And it just blew my mind how much zone blocking they ran and we're trying to run when it's like, dude, just go cap on cap and let your offensive line do their thing. And so it was, again, I don't know if what the splits were or anything like that between the two. I don't even know if PFF offers that, but it is, I'm just curious. So, I don't know if you saw the same thing. I was saying, just run gap power here.
Yeah, 100%. I the part of the problem is it scheme or is it personnel? I think they had the personnel to have really good run blocking. I think it's hard for a guy like Jordan Seaton when you play all of last year in basically pass pro and you're trying to switch over to run blocking now when you haven't really had much of a college experience with it. Right. There were moments, we'll get into it, their best runs were outside runs. Anything really up the middle wasn't that fruitful for them. But overall, the run scheme in and of itself was just unenthusiastic. And so and it was very predictable, and that doesn't help. Runs straight up the middle on first down, inside zones on first down. Nobody's going to grade out well when the defense can predict what you're going to do.
Yep.
You can be the best run blocker in the world, but if the defense knows what's coming, they're just going to stack the box. They're going to stuff the run. It's going to be a nightmare for you. So, and that's what happened.
Yep. And it was very predictable what, 100%. I'm sure we could call it. And it just the way they were built, they were humongous offensive linemen. Typically in your zone blocking scheme, you're going to have more, slender. I don't want to say slender, less weight, and they're going to be more athletic. Where the Buffs were just massive. So I still that's where I was struggling with it this season.
I don't know how you're going to pull, Larry Johnson to the other side of the line. That guy, he's not moving. Phillip Houston, if Phillip Houston was healthy, that's a guy you pull to the other side of the line. With this go-go offense and Brendan Marion, they're going to need agile offensive linemen. They're not going to need just brick walls there. They're going to need guys that can move.
And what's interesting is a guy like Carday Smith at right tackle fits that. So
totally.
Very agile, quick. So very excited.
I hope they keep him around. I'm not sure just with how he was recruited by Phil Lodeholt, but I hope. I haven't seen him very much. I hope they keep him around.
Yeah, me too. Is there any surprises that jumped out?
Your best runner technically was Caden Salter, Simeon Price, and then Cam Michael was actually your third.
Really?
Cam Michael was your third best runner. On pass plays, DeKalen Taylor in his limited action was your best pass rated player, however they define that. And then Omarion Miller came in at a 71.5. Terrell Timmons was your third best player in passing plays at a 70.8. You had 3 O-line over 80 in pass block, which was Hill, Seaton, and McGill, and only 1 over 60 in run blocks. So your pass pro was amazing. Your run block was not there.
Man, what in the it makes sense, all right? You start thinking, and the more you keep the numbers, I guess, just taking it all in, now you're kind of like, shit, makes sense. So holy cow.
Again, at a certain point, you it's really weird because, again, you have like a scrambling quarterback, or at least a dual threat quarterback that wants to run. You don't have the scheme to allow him to run. You don't have him running on plays. Caden Salter was allergic to a good pocket. Like there were so many times where I'm like, I don't know why you're running. I don't know why you're leaving. Like
you're creating pressure, dude. Yeah,
you're putting yourself into more tense situations than you need to. He just seemed very like unsure of that.
That was BYU. Do you remember they just punted it and they're just, they was like on like the 35 and they said, verse kicking a field, we're going to let you try to beat us. And they were just like, we're just going to stand back rushing 4. And he was just like, I don't know what to do with it, and just threw that. So I think, he would run into just that game is when we started to kind of see like where it would just reared its head out there in the open where you were like, yeah, you're running into pressure. You are absolutely creating pressure here.
So I made this. This is one of the notes that you had at the end of the call, or at the end of the script. But for good and bad, based off it, right?
Yeah.
The good, Salter when he was running. The bad, Salter when he was passing. The good, Salter down the seam. The bad, Salter when pressured. When Salter was pressured, he had a 29.2 rating. I have borderline never seen a lower grade than that. He had a 26.0 passing rating when he was pressured. And I'm not even talking a full blitz. I'm just talking general pressure. When he would run, when he was blitzed, he was a 60.7, which is just like, I could never really figure out why he would run. And it felt like even when he was blitzed, he wasn't like, in theory, when you're blitzed and you scramble out and you start to run, like that's your best opportunity to gain some good yards. He just like didn't look good when he would.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, that makes sense though, right? Because even he just looked uncomfortable all season, right? Every snap. Yeah. Man, holy cow. Like, so it just, gosh, this is crazy though. You just start looking on this thing. The more and more you start diving into these numbers, what you're sharing, it is, this is insane though, right? And it just that, perspective of, we were living it through the season. And now as we reflect back on it, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense why you guys are 3-9.
Yep. 100%. I mean, you look at like the bottom of the offense, unfortunately, Ronald Coleman and his one, that was just so bad. And I don't want to even put him on there as being the worst, but technically that's true. Yeah. Ryan Staub was the second. I feel bad for him. He was put in a situation I don't think he was prepared for either. No. And then Dominique Ponder, same deal. And then Andre Roy, the right tackle from Maryland. Not a good season for him. I feel like he was thrust into a situation with Larry Johnson being out, but like not a great season from him overall.
Holy cow. Yeah.
He was below a 50.